Hey guys, I want to take a second and thank Comfort Pro. Since 2001, Comfort Pro has been helping customers stay comfortable where they live, work, and play. They have 24/7 emergency service and a 100% customer satisfaction guarantee. If you need help with your heating and air conditioning or indoor air quality, call Comfort Pro at 484-917-1803. Mention the show and receive a free humidifier with the installation of a complete system.
From real estate
Affects the market as a whole, which then sometimes will affect the tenant.
Right. Come in.
to real life.
We all learn in different ways. If you think about it, Wayne Dyer might not attract everybody.
And everything in between.
Mission was really to help people just to reach their full potential.
The Brad Weisman Show. And now, your host, Brad Weisman.
All right, we're back Thursday, 7 p.m., like every other Thursday with a new show. And I'm pretty sure you're going to really like this show. It's a little different. We got somebody in here that I should actually be nervous about because she's running for judge and she's an attorney. And just in case I ever screw up, you know what? We might get a little get out of jail free card or something. Who knows? You might. I don't know. It's like Monopoly. Who knows? But no, on a serious note, we do have Kathryn Lehman here. She is running for Berks County Common Pleas judge. And I was told by many people that she's amazing. Many of my friends have said she's incredible. And they said, you got to have her on the show. So that's why she's here. How you doing, Kathryn?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. My daughter's name is Kathryn, too. Spelled a little different.
Okay.
It's all right, though. But I love the name. Beautiful name.
Kathryn is the best way.
That's the best way. Yeah. Well, my daughter might have some thoughts about that.
It's not her fault.
No, it's not her fault. That's right. So, all right. So let's get right from the beginning here. So you graduated from Shippensburg University.
Yes.
Okay. You have a master's degree from Boston College for social work.
Correct.
And you went to Weaknecht University in Harrisburg to be an attorney.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
And how long ago was that?
Well, I graduated from Exeter and then I went right to Shippensburg. So I graduated from Shippensburg University in 2005.
Awesome.
Immediately went for my master's and I took about 6 months. I was working with delinquent teenagers and we would go to court. And that's what kind of motivated me to go to law school because I didn't know what we were doing in court.
Because at least she admits it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, at that point, you had no clue what was going on in court.
Yeah.
And that's awesome.
Yeah.
So you didn't know you wanted to be an attorney right away.
That's correct.
You thought that the social work was going to be it.
Yes, absolutely. I had suffered a family tragedy when I was in high school, and Exeter connected me with a social worker. When I was 18 and going to college, I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. And so I thought, why not social work?
Awesome.
So it was through that I decided I was going to take this path. And I started working with delinquent teenagers and advocating for them to stay in the home as opposed to being removed. And that's kind of what led me to law school because, like I said, I didn't know what we were doing. I had a very small part in advocating for them. And then from there, I didn't know the process. So I needed to educate myself. And that's why I went to law school at night.
Yeah. And that's a big decision. It's not like you just go, oh, I'm going to go to law school. I mean, that's a serious thing. I always think of doctors and lawyers. They're in school forever.
Yeah. And so I was working a full-time job, working with the delinquent teenagers and their families. And then at night I would go to law school. So, and I ended up still graduating in 3 years because I went full-time. While I was doing both. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's impressive.
She's smart.
Yeah.
She's definitely smart.
Well, thank you.
Do you ever get called smarty pants?
No, not really.
Never. No.
Especially not by my husband.
Not by your husband. Your husband's here. His name's Guy, right?
Yes. Yeah.
How you doing, Guy?
I'm great, thank you.
Good. That's nice and very supportive that your husband's here.
Very
That's awesome.
Blessed. Yes.
You are blessed. That's great. And he's served the city and the public for a long time. He still is, I guess, right?
Yeah, he's 34 years law enforcement, 22 years as a City of Reading police officer. He has accomplished so much while he was there, and now he is in the sheriff's office. He's the captain of the warrants in the canine division. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. We've had, it's funny. We've had the canines actually in the studio.
Oh, cool.
I'm not kidding you. They actually were in the studio from the sheriff's department.
Yeah.
We're in the studio. It was crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah.
That was different. Trying to calm down a dog. Yeah. Those dogs are a little hyper.
Yes.
Yeah, and they were all over the place. It was pretty funny.
He was a canine handler for the sheriff's before he was promoted, so we do have a retired canine.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah. Very cool. That's awesome. I'm glad you didn't bring him. I love dogs, but it would have been a little crazy.
He's a little older now, so he's a little bit calmed down.
That's good. That's good. So from out of law school, where did you go from there?
So I started in the public defender's office in Berks County. I moved.
And that's not easy either.
No, it's not an easy job.
Because a public defender means that those people have no money.
Correct.
And you're defending them.
Correct. So
whether you like them or not.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
That's the part that always screws me up with that. They could be like the worst. You could be like, oh, no way. Do I have to? And you have to. That's your job.
Well, right. Everyone is afforded due process.
Yes, which is great.
Right.
That's great. It's a great thing. I'm not downing. I'm just saying, she's like, everybody's, I know that. I wasn't saying we should put people to jail for no reason. I'm just saying that basically what I'm saying is that that's hard.
Right. So public defenders, one, they get a bad rap, which is really unnecessary. They're dealing with cases every single day in court, every different type of crime, and every type of personality that comes through. And then they have a much higher caseload than a lot of private attorneys. Wow. And no knock on private attorneys. No. I mean, their job is equally as difficult, but you don't get to say, hey, you didn't pay me this month, or we have differences in how to proceed. It's your client is your client. Yeah.
And thank God we have that.
Absolutely.
Seriously. Thank God we have that, because there's no reason that you should have to have money to be able to defend yourself.
Right. Or to have a good attorney.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely.
That's cool. So you go into that, and now you are in the DA's office. That's where you are now, right?
That's correct. So I spent 5 years in the public defender's office, and now I'm entering my 9th year in the district attorney's office.
So you have to work with John Adams.
I do.
I'm sorry about that. So sorry about that. No, he's a good guy. I like John. And John's awesome.
He's a great boss.
Yeah, he's a good guy. And I've sold homes to one of his daughters. I sold a house to.
Okay,
so, yeah, absolutely. They're good people. Funny story too, his wife, when COVID happened, I walk into Governor Mifflin, to the gym of Governor Mifflin, and it was my first shot for COVID. I walk up, and all of a sudden I see Betsy.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm going to love doing this shot. I'm like, oh, yeah, right. She was the first shot I got from COVID. So
yeah, Betsy's wonderful.
Oh, yeah, she is. She's great. So, okay. So also one of the things you do, you're Berks County Field Hockey Officials Association. So you officiate for Berks County for field hockey.
Yes. So middle school.
In your free time, obviously.
In my free time, yes. So middle school and high school. And then I also do some collegiate.
Unbelievable.
Hockey, yeah.
Did you do that in college? Were you playing or anything?
No, I played at Exeter. And then once I graduated, I didn't play. And then I started officiating probably maybe 15 years ago. I'm not exactly sure. And then I've been the president of the officials for probably 8 years.
That's awesome. Yeah. And you know what? They need that.
Yeah.
People, it's funny. They're having a tough time now with officials for basketball, all the different things.
For all the sports.
Yeah. Nobody wants to do it anymore.
This is a huge plug. If you're listening, we need
yes,
you.
plug. You can plug. Go
plug
for
away.
it.
We need you.
Yeah.
We can't have sports. We can't have high school sports. We can't have middle school sports if we don't have officials that show up. It's a great way to be involved. It's a great way. It's great extra money.
Yeah.
But it's also really wonderful to give those kids a little bit of encouragement and just keep them on the field.
Cool. I'm glad you do that. That's cool, because our kids benefit from, like, my son's in basketball, and Kathryn plays field hockey, and even, and the coaches too. We always say that it's tough because nobody wants to be a coach anymore these days. So and it's a kind of a thankless job.
Oh, absolutely.
You get yelled at by parents sometimes, which is always nice. So that's really cool. I'm glad you do that. It's a nice giving back and nice way to help out young kids. So let's go into a little bit more of you're at the district attorney's office. John Adams and Eric Weaknecht, who is now our state rep, a state rep now, both endorsed you.
That's right.
For the choice of judge.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Because you got, those guys do get along too. They both get along very well. But it's just two different things, and they're coming together and saying, "Look, we support you."
Yeah, it's really.
So Barry Schlauk supports you.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw him on there. He's another one.
Yes.
But that's awesome.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah, it is. So when did you make the decision to do this?
So I can tell you the exact day.
Okay, go for it.
May 23rd of 2024.
Okay.
Guy and I made the decision to run.
That's cool. You involved him in the decision. But
absolutely.
The spouse always has to be involved in that, because it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of sleepless nights, and it's a lot of anxiety and stress. And so and
not everybody's nice.
Not everyone is nice.
Not everybody's nice.
No.
I've noticed that. I was involved with a campaign for my friend to try and get on school board. And it was amazing. Some of the things that I even got told or said on to me, and I wasn't the one running. I was just supporting my buddy. Yeah. And it's incredible. You get some hateful things said to you.
I'm very fortunate. We've been very we've received really great positive feedback so far. I mean, knock on wood, of course, but it's been a good experience so far. I have to say that it's better than I expected it to be, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just very fortunate that he is by my side and supportive in this, because I don't know how you would do it without.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, he carries guns.
Yeah.
That's always a good thing.
I had to say it. I mean, come on. He's a policeman for how many years? He's like, he's like your own bodyguard. I mean, you're pretty lucky that way.
He's been called that several times on the campaign trail. So
Yeah, see? I know. When Eric used to come in here, he'd be packing. I know. Yeah. Now he's a state rep. I'm not sure. He might be just packing a sandwich. I don't even know what he's doing. Or some kind of a granola bar or something. But yeah, so yeah, that's awesome. Now tell me, what does it take to do the common pleas judge? Like why do you feel that you are set up for this, and what does it take to do that job?
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, if you're looking to buy or sell a house in Berks County or beyond, let me know. This is Brad Weisman from the Brad Weisman Show. You probably know I'm also a realtor, but I wanted to remind you, if you have any questions or you need anything, please give me a call, 484-256-5836. Thanks.
Well, I think first, a common pleas judge is a trial judge. So if you were to get called in for jury duty, I'd be the judge that presides.
I have been.
Okay. Well, that judge that presides over that jury is the position that I'm running for.
Okay.
So one of the biggest things about that is it's a trial judge position.
Okay.
And I'm the only candidate running that has ever tried a case. And I try cases on a regular basis. That is my job, is to try cases as an assistant district attorney. So I feel like I'm very well qualified for that position in order to be ready to handle the law that comes through, the questions that come through, the difficult situations. And I feel like I'm uniquely prepared for that position because it's what I do on a regular basis. Plus, I have that social work background. So I'm able to use that common sense.
Also, maybe have some compassion.
Right. Absolutely.
I mean, I always think of judges, I always think like mean, I always think they're mean. It's just the first thing that comes to my mind is they're mean, grumpy, and they're not going to be fun. And no, that's what I think.
I'm not mean.
I know you're not mean. I can tell that already. But I'm sure compassion. I mean, there's times where there has to be some sort of compassion involved.
I think,
but obviously the law comes into play.
Right. So the law is the law.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if we like it or we don't like it.
Right.
That's
That's
not
exactly
the judge's position to determine that. That's if you don't like the law, then you need to write your legislator.
That's right.
But while I'm not mean, I am tough. It's important
Very tough. That's good.
to be able to make tough decisions. And I do that whether it's in the courtroom or on the field hockey field or in life in general. Like I said, I grew up here. I care about Berks County.
Good.
And that's where, my husband and I have dedicated our careers to. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do appreciate you doing that. So let's go into, there's people that are also running against you.
That's correct.
Okay. We're not going to say anything mean about them or anything like that.
Of course not.
No. But there's people running against you. And is there one position out of the three people that are running?
Yes, there's only one position. So Judge Sprecher retired in July of 2023. So his position is the only position that's open right now. So
what other judges have that position that we would know their names?
So there's Teresa Johnson. She is our first female president judge in Berks County.
Okay.
Yeah.
She was after Schmale or no?
She was after Judge Parisi.
Okay.
And then before Judge Parisi, I believe it was Judge Yatrin. And, Yeah.
Because Jeffrey Schmale, I think, wasn't he in there somewhere? Yeah.
Yes, but now he's a federal judge.
Federal judge. Yeah. We don't mess with don't mess with him, man. When he went to federal, I actually started being nice to him. Because he's a good guy.
Smart.
He's a good guy too. I like him. But I started being real nice to him at that point because that's really getting up there.
Yes.
Yeah.
How often do judges run? Sorry, I've just got
go ahead.
Yeah, how often do you have to run to be?
So the common pleas judge is a 10-year long
big
position.
commitment.
Okay.
And then you run for retention.
Okay.
So
Got
then
it.
it's a yes or a no. So the voters would vote yes to retain you or no.
I've seen that when I go in to vote.
Yes,
Yeah, I know what you
exactly.
mean. Yeah. So the first time when you're on the ballot, it's going to look different.
Yes. So in May 20th.
This is good to bring up,
Yeah.
right?
So May 20th is the primary. And I'll be running as a Republican and a Democrat because it's a bipartisan.
You can cross-file,
position.
right?
It's
Yeah.
bipartisan. You don't want
Bipartisan. Right. No, you don't want
a judge who's politically motivated.
No, nobody ever does that.
Well,
Supreme
in our
Court.
job,
No way.
in the common plea, right?
Yeah.
Supreme Court, Superior Court, sure, that's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Commonwealth Court,
Because they're nominated.
right.
Right.
But this is a trial judge, and you
Right.
just want a trial judge that's bipartisan,
Absolutely.
not politically motivated. So I'll be running as a Republican and a Democrat, and May 20th is primary. So when they go in, you'll see my name and the other two candidates, and
that's countywide.
That's countywide, all of Berks County.
So we're gonna look at the Kathryn Lehman is the one that we're gonna want to click on or touch or
that's right.
Yeah, we're doing that.
Or on your mail-in ballot.
Yes. They're becoming very popular.
Yes.
But did that answer your question, Hugo?
Yes, yes.
That's a good question. Very good question. So 10 years basically, and then after that, it's like a yes or no.
Correct.
So you'd really, as long as you're doing a good job at that point,
right.
Nobody's going to
correct.
Hopefully bail you.
Right.
Bail on you or something like that. Okay, good. Give me an example of a case that might come up in the comment, please. You were saying it's a trial, but like, is it civil or criminal or?
So the position that I'm running for, the president judge decides.
Okay.
Where each judge is assigned. So I could be in criminal, I could be in civil, I could be in family court.
Okay, so you could be, we don't know that yet.
Correct.
Okay.
No one knows that.
So that wasn't a dumb question then.
Yeah, there you go. See, very important.
I thought for sure she was going to go, are you kidding me?
No.
Yeah.
And so those judges rotate. So almost every judge handles murder cases though.
Oh.
Almost every judge, yes.
Almost every judge handles murder cases.
Yes. So they're on a rotation.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And I guess that's probably just so that one person's not always doing them.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because that's not the ones that everybody wants,
Correct.
I would think. Yeah.
Right.
Oh my gosh, that's so wild, right? So it actually is like a round robin.
Right.
Kind of goes around.
Yep.
Unbelievable. We talk about how long is a term. It's a 10-year term. And we know there's people running against you.
Yep.
And they all cross file. So there's no matter what, there's no Democrat, no Republican,
Correct.
like that. Okay. What made you want to move from the DA's office to being a judge?
So I'm very fortunate in the position that I have right now, and I recognize that. Like I said, John is a great boss, and I've been given the opportunity to try some of our most dangerous and violent homicide cases. I'm the supervisor of the drug task force. And so not only do I prosecute drug cases like major drug offenders and homicides, I handle every type of case that comes through.
Yeah.
This is an opportunity for me to serve Berks County in a very different way. Like I said, I think I have a unique balance of knowing the law, being able to follow the law. That's what we do in the district attorney's office. But understanding the spirit that's behind that law and being able to show a little bit of compassion. But also being able to make tough decisions when a lot of people have a hard time making a tough decisions because 100% of the time, 50% aren't going to agree with you. And you have to be strong in your values, in your morals, and who you are in order to make those tough decisions. And so when this position became available, I thought, why not me?
Yeah, that's cool. Kind of a calling.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's calling. That's cool. And if by some chance you wouldn't get it, would you try again?
I don't know. We haven't looked that far
Yeah.
yet. We're focusing.
She's gonna get it, Brad.
She's gonna get it. That's right. Oh, I think she is too. I mean, I'm voting for her. I can tell you
thank
that.
you. May 20th.
Of course, I'll
There you
get
go.
hate mail. Of course, I might need your protection guy. Just so you know, you got my back, right? Okay, good. Good. So yeah, well, that's cool. That's awesome, and it's because it's a big deal. Do you worry about? I mean, we hear about this, in different state, local, whatever. You make a decision. Do you have to worry about the decision made, like being fearful of other people that didn't like your decision?
So that's something that I specifically have had to deal with in the district attorney's office. I've had people threaten to kill me. I've had people threaten to kill my family.
Oh,
It's a tough job. And I don't mean to say that like, oh, poor me, because I don't feel that way.
right.
When you are doing the right thing, you can't worry about those things. People aren't going to like doing the right thing sometimes, but when you're strong in your values and your morals, and like I said, in who you are, and you know that you have that integrity behind it, if you're making decisions because it's the best decision to make, then you have to be strong in that.
Yeah, conviction.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And we lack that today.
Yes.
We do.
Right.
There's a lot of places where we lack that today. So it's good to hear that that's how you feel.
Yeah.
Because it's not a popularity contest.
It's exactly right.
Yeah,
It's
definitely not.
exactly
And there's
right.
too many places in our lives today, in our country, and different places that it seems like it is a popularity contest, and it's just not. So that's cool.
Yeah.
I like to hear that, and I would think people out there would like to hear that too. So we talked about what makes you qualified. Let's go into some other stuff. Do you have any stories of anything that you're like, I don't even what you can tell? We were talking about this.
Yeah.
What you can tell. Like Eric had one.
Yes.
And you don't have to mention names or anything like that, but Eric had this thing where he had to go get somebody's bird. Wasn't he have to, as the sheriff's department, he had to go get like a bird. It was part of a divorce.
A
or something
divorce,
like that.
yeah.
He had to go get the bird out of the house.
the
And you might even,
custody.
I know a guy might have been part of that. I don't know. But is there anything weird that ever happened as assistant DA or something you're like, you aren't going to believe that this is what happened?
It literally happens every day.
Okay, it's every. Well, give us a for instance. You don't have to give us names. So,
I mean, just things like we had a witness testifying who ended up having a seizure from anxiety from testifying.
You're kidding
and
me.
so
Oh, man.
in the middle of testimony, we're bringing in EMS to help our victim.
person.
Yeah. And then, well, what do you do with the rest of the hearing? And those are the kind of things that it's like, well,
Man.
the defendant is entitled to cross-examine. And
oh, jeez.
so you can't just be like, oh, well, clearly she means it. Like, those type of
yeah,
situations.
exactly.
We've had people, it's just really,
What's the craziest one? Like you went home to guy and said, "You are not going to believe this."
oh boy. So we recently had someone that we agreed to go to treatment, that they could get out of jail if they went to treatment. And instead of going to treatment, they decided that they were just going to break out of treatment and go run around a couple of days with their boyfriend and then go back to treatment as if.
Oh, so like a little break, little break from treatment. Yeah, got it.
So, I mean, it's just those kind
I'm
of
thinking that's not allowed.
Yeah, it wasn't allowed.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not part of the
it's not
deal.
good.
Oh,
yeah.
I have a question, Kate. So, what is the silliest thing that people do or don't do that might get them unnecessarily into trouble just because not doing or not knowing?
Really basic things sometimes. Wearing appropriate attire to court. Things that don't say like
Oh, jeez.
F off.
Oh my gosh.
But technically they're allowed to wear it, but it's just
it's just
Not a
good
smart
look.
thing to do.
Yeah.
Well, normally when you see in like the big cases, like the guy looked like an absolute bum, right, when they caught him. And next thing you know, he comes in clean shaven, 3-piece suit, and you're like, wait a minute, that's not the guy that, it is, obviously that was smart on the attorneys. They're getting him ready.
Absolutely.
They're getting the person ready.
Yeah.
So I saw this. You were involved in one of the largest fentanyl busts in Berks County.
That's right. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. 4 kilos of fentanyl.
That's a lot. That could kill a lot of people.
How bad is that? How bad is 4 kilos?
As far as I know, that's pretty bad.
It's really bad.
Yeah.
So you can overdose on 0.02 to 0.03 grams of fentanyl. So 4 kilos is enough to wipe out Berks County. And
wow.
Yes.
Why? It's just unbelievable. So do we have a problem with that here?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's pretty bad.
Yes. Fentanyl is everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Yes.
And is it as lethal as they say, in that I've heard that the policemen have to really be careful because you could ingest it.
So
right? And it could be on your hands or whatever, and you have to be very careful.
Absolutely. So in this case, when the police were executing the search warrant at this home, the individual was using fentanyl and spraying it on synthetic cannabinoids. And that
synthetic what?
Cannabinoids. So a lot of people call it synthetic marijuana.
Oh, okay.
Or K2.
Yeah. See, I don't use this stuff. You can tell. If I would have went, oh my God, my son. You guys went, wait a minute. He knows way too much. No,
ploy?
Yeah. I have some under here, but no, but synthetic, like a synthetic marijuana. So they spray it on that?
Yeah. So it was Damiana leaves, and he was using like a garden pressurized hose and spraying it on the leaf. And so that was when they opened the tarp, the chemicals. So we had several officers who had to be transported to the hospital for potential overdose.
You're kidding me. It's that bad.
It's that bad. Yeah.
You hear this stuff, but you don't realize that that's the way it is. That's crazy.
Yeah. We actually have an investigation. We're past investigation stage, but investigation really never ends. But in one weekend, we had 14 individuals who overdosed and died. Those individuals were selling it as crack cocaine, but really it was laced with fentanyl. So an individual who's an addict and addicted to crack cocaine went and bought fentanyl without knowing and overdosed and died.
Oh yeah, because it's pretty fast, right?
14 individuals in one weekend.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's some bad stuff, some really bad stuff. Well, thank you for being a part of getting it off the streets, because, he has children, I have children.
Absolutely.
And that's the part that's really, obviously we don't want anybody passing from it, but it's the innocent people, the kids that are getting in a gummy or in a whatever it is and not knowing. And there's been many children have died that way across the nation.
And the way they're manufacturing it now, it's in pills that look like
they do pill presses, right?
Yeah, like prescription pills that you would go to CVS or wherever and buy.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really crazy.
It is crazy.
Yeah.
It is crazy. So thank you for doing that work. Now, as a judge, you're going to be getting those cases.
Hopefully, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Well, is there anything fun you want to talk about? Not that this wasn't fun. I'm just saying.
I have a question. I have
go
a
ahead.
question before we finish.
Yeah.
So what are the different types of courts that we have, at least in our area here?
So
and how do they work?
Good question.
So there, are you asking about, it's kind of a,
Yeah, a compound.
Well, we have a federal court here, right?
yeah, we have a federal court, and then we have the common police court, which is at the courthouse in
Right.
the city of Reading. And then we have local magisterial district judges. So
Correct.
those are for each little, I don't mean little, but each
Yeah.
community, like
Small claim stuff.
right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tenants, evictions,
Right.
things like that.
And so those are anybody who is 18 years old and a resident of that county, that area, can be a magisterial district judge. And then there's the common pleas judge, which is the next level above it. Those you have to be an attorney and in good standing. And then there's the Commonwealth Court, which is like appeals generally, like if you sue the government.
Is that an appellate court?
Yes.
See?
But they
Hey, you sound smart.
That
now,
is the word,
Brad.
right? Appellate, which means appeals.
There
Right?
you go.
Yes.
See?
I did some studying before she came in.
You're crushing it, yeah. And then there's the Superior Court, which
Yeah.
also an appellate court is, and then there's the Supreme Court, Pennsylvania Supreme Court.
That's amazing,
Wow.
right? All the steps. And then it goes federally the same. The federal has the same thing
Yes.
too, right?
Yes.
Wow.
It's incredible. That's why it takes so long to get to the Supreme Court of the United States, because you have to go through all that.
Well, right. And they often won't hear.
No, they're not hearing you and I about,
Right. Right.
tripped and fell or something like that or whatever.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Unbelievable. So what do you do for fun besides officiate?
This is fun.
This is fun.
Right?
Good,
Like,
good.
I'm very fortunate. I do love my job.
Good.
I've been fortunate that I've been given the opportunity to try some of our most dangerous cases. And that's really important because we all like to go into the Santander and watch the Royals or watch a concert and we have to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Really. Like we have to be able to be safe and
You're protecting their freedom. You're keep trying to get the bad people off the streets and put them where they need to be.
Yeah, and that's not limited to the city. That's everywhere.
That's everywhere.
Yeah, it's
Absolutely.
everywhere we are.
Yeah, crime happens everywhere. There's no.
And some of my best moments, I think, have been in the courtroom. I mean, it's fun.
Yeah.
And it's valuable and it's meaningful, the connections that I've made with some of the victims' families. We just ran into one the other day for a homicide case. And it was probably the biggest hug I've received in a really long time.
Wow,
And
that's cool.
That is
Probably
cool.
4 years ago that I prosecuted
That means
case.
something.
And, she sprinted across that room when she smelled me. So that is fun.
That's cool. That's cool. It's kind of like, when I sell a house, it's a little bit like that. I get a hug because, I'm selling the American dream. Come on, it's a good thing,
That's
right?
right.
Yeah, but we want to be able to live in a society where you can buy a house
Absolutely.
and that you're not afraid of the neighborhood you're moving to. And with that fentanyl cases, like we've been able to seize 2 houses in the city of Reading, which is something that we don't do on a regular basis because those 2 houses were solely used for drugs. Kids getting off the school bus. We have surveillance of these guys handing out drugs as
You're
kids are
kidding
getting
me.
off the school bus. Those kids deserve to live in a nice neighborhood.
Yeah, absolutely.
And to grow up in a normal, have their friends over, be able to go outside after dark.
Yeah.
And so we've seized those properties. I took them in civil court, and now they belong to the district attorney's office. And
Eventually you can sell them.
well, our goal is to donate them to Habitat for Humanity.
Yeah,
So,
that's perfect.
Yeah.
They're gonna. Those guys will be in here in a couple weeks. They're
Yeah.
coming in. Tim Daly and NHS Stephen Gehringer is going to be
Yes.
coming in.
Yes.
Yeah,
2
they're
great individuals.
Great
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Great people doing great things. So we're gonna have to wrap it up. But I really appreciate you coming in.
was awesome.
And if you want to, obviously it's vote for Kathryn Lehman. It'll be on the ballot if you win. It's May. What is the voting day again?
May 20th.
May 20th. That's the primary.
That's right.
And then after, so if you get on then, is that it then or no? Then there's in November would be the big election.
So if I win on both tickets, then it's
That's
until
it.
November. Yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
nice.
Awesome. Very cool.
All right.
All right. That was awesome. Thanks a lot. Thanks so
Thank
much
you.
for coming in. And I wish you the best with becoming our next judge.
Thank you.
All right. Awesome. All right. There you go. Boy, I almost got myself in trouble. I swear. If you find me in jail, you know why. Because I really ticked off the new judge that's coming up, right? Hugo, it wasn't that bad. I wasn't that bad, right? Okay. Just making sure. All right. Thanks for watching every Thursday, 7 p.m. We really appreciate it. Come back next week and you'll see another original show. All right, that's about it. Are your kitchen and bathroom way overdue for a remodel? Well, I got the guy for you. Call John Sellers at First Response Contracting, 484-256-7136. Both residential and commercial services, and he's licensed and insured. Call him at 484-256-7136. First Response Contracting.